morning to you both. Not long now until that wage increase happens, and of course lots of businesses are thinking about how they're going to prepare for it. Morning everyone. Yes, it's in April the national minimum wage will rise from £6.70 to £7.20 for people 25 and over, and this will then go up to more than £9 an hour by 2020. Now, one of the largest groups of independent hotels in the UK says this rise could mean price rises and job cuts. And Tim Rumney runs a Best Western hotel near Wilmslow in Cheshire.
We're going to have to move our current minimum rate up from what is currently £6.90 per hour to £7.20 per hour for anybody that's over 25 years of age. The big corporations, whether it's in retail or whether it's in the hotel industry, are going to be able to cope with this cost much better because they have far better economies of scale. We won't be able to charge more to the customer because in the current climate there is no appetite for us to be charging more. It would make us uncompetitive. What we will have to do is find other savings in the business to allow us to deal with this additional cost.
Well, now is Rob Payne, who's the Chief Executive of Best Western Great Britain. Good morning to you.
Morning.
So just explain what the concerns are, because you've done a survey of your members, haven't you?
Yeah, our members fully support the implementation of a national living wage, but it's the speed of which it's been implemented and the lack of consultation within our industry. Our industry employs 4.5 million people, that's 14% of the workforce. And the reality of this change is that it will affect 1 in 2 salaries within our industry, so it's a big impact.
So half the salaries are going to be affected by this. A lot of people would say the hospitality sector is one of the worst paying sectors, and it's about time they got more money for their jobs than they do.
Our sector is behind the curve in terms of salaries that it pays to the staff, but we're working with our membership currently on ways of finding solutions to meeting the national living wage, which starts in the 1st of April. The reality of our membership is they're small, independent family-owned businesses that have been in the family for a long time, and each price rise for them is a big impact to them personally. It's not just the direct impact of the wage increase, but the indirect impact as well. Our hotel's at the end of a service chain, which a lot of our suppliers are actually heavily people businesses, and they'll be looked to increasing their prices to us as well.
So what do you think it will actually mean in April then when your members have to do this? Are we going to see hotel prices suddenly increase, and are we going to see people lose their jobs, or you just not take on more people? What do you think is actually going to happen?
No one wants to see a price rise, no one wants to see a pause in investment, and no one wants to see a reduction in the staff. So we're working with our membership currently in ways and means to meet the demands of the pay increase that's going to happen. What we want to do is actually work with the government and actually start consulting around this change. Our membership are asking us for a reduction in VAT on tourism to 5%. This is in line with the rest of Europe. We're one of 3 countries where this currently isn't the case, and that will support our businesses and continue to let us thrive.
Yeah, you say you don't want to see price rises or job cuts, but do you think we will?
It will vary from each property. I spoke to one property just before Christmas. They're a 40-bedroom property. What they've told me is that they can't put up prices because it's a highly competitive market. They also don't want to reduce the quality of their service that they're offering. So the reality for them is that they're looking actually to sell the property, not because of the impact that's actually going to happen to £7.20, but they're planning for what happens over the next 5 years, likelihood of this to increase to £9 per hour.
OK, Rob, thank you very much for your time this morning explaining all that. That's it for me for now.
See you later, Steph. Thank you.
She's one of the most successful children's authors in literary history, selling more than 45 million copies of The Tale of Peter Rabbit alone over the past century.